Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of That M6. In today's episode, we're going to be lowering the rear of this car, probably around 5 to 10 mil. We'll see how we get on, but I had KW-V3 coilovers installed probably around two odd months ago. You know, it handles amazingly, it just performs so well, there's so much grip and just stability. But I did feel like the rear can do with dropping a tiny bit. So I've already jacked up the rear of the car using the rear diff. I've loosened the wheel nuts, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so the wheel's off. Here it is. And what usually happens, the kit comes with, as you can see here, it comes with a couple of different bits and bobs. So you've obviously got the spanner and you've got this adjuster here. It's like a locking pin adjuster. And I'm not actually sure what this is for. Never used it, and let's hope I don't need to. What we need to do is we need to take this pin here and loosen that a tiny bit. And the way to do that is you insert this adjuster and you just turn it anti-clockwise a couple of times so that it loosens from the inside. What you don't want to do is you don't want to completely remove this grub nut from inside. Now, depending on how this is, it might need the adjuster, but what we're going to do first is we're going to measure out what the current distance is. Let's have a look here. It measures from the bottom of the spring perch to, or the collar rather, to the last thread, just so I get an idea, and that to me looks like 1.05 inch. So I'm going to lower it probably around 3 turns, and the way to lower it is you want to turn it this way. To raise the car, you want to turn it that way, and to lower it, you want to turn it that way. Let's see if this moves. I'm not sure this is going to move, so we'll get the spanner. Okay, so I've lowered that, and you might remember when I last measured, it was just over an inch, and I've done 2 full rotations on this now, and the current reading is 0.83. So I've lowered that a few mil now. So hopefully that gives me the ride height I need. On to the next side. Okay, so onto the other side. Just going to measure this up before I lower it, just to make sure I get the exact same height on the other side. And the current measurement this side before adjusting is almost identical to the other side. So I'm going to drop this a couple of rotations and we will go from there. Don't forget, we need to put the adjuster into this grub screw here and loosen it a tiny bit. You don't want the whole thing to come out. So once you've loosened it, a couple of turns here, as described before, you want to turn it this way. All right, so 2 full rotations done on the collar. Don't forget your nut, make sure that's tightened. You don't want to go too mad on tightening, just hand tight, that's enough. And that's it. So what I'm going to do now is put the wheels and nuts back on, torque them up, drop the car and just see how it sits.